Hello and welcome to another episode of the Deck Durdle. In today's episode we're going to be building a deck from a card pool of 3 boosters from Urza Saga and 3 boosters from Urza's Legacy. So in Urza's Saga our rares are Crater Helion, Opal Archangel and Reprocess, and the rares we got in the 3 boosters of Urza's Legacy we opened is Multani Maro Sorcerer, who seems to be making multiple appearances. This was pulled, I believe, when I did 6 packs of Urza's Legacy, and also as a consequence ended up in an episode of Commander Fodder as well. We've got Second Chance and Thran Weaponry as our other rares. And here is the assembled card pool from that, plus all of the rest of the cards that were pulled within there. You'll notice we actually managed to get a number of non-basic lands. So let's start going through some of this and see if we can get a strategy going. As you can see, this is all clustered by type, and then it is in clustered by colour on top of that, but it's not Wooburg order. It's alphabetically. It's interesting. We have a Dark Ritual. And a Victimize. Okay, so we have from Urza's Saga, we have a mono black non-basic, one of the cycling ones. So let's just see which cycling ones we've got. Now we've got the blue one. We'll come back to that in a moment. We have the green one and the white one, because they were all printed at common. Additionally, from Urza's Legacy we have Treetop Village. So these come into play tapped. You can add one of the appropriate colour to your mana pool, and also for, in this case, for the green one, for one and a green, it becomes a 3/3 green creature with trample until end of turn. The creature still counts as a land, and then we've also got Gitu Encampment, same thing in red. And for 1 and a red, it becomes a 2/1 red creature with first strike until end of turn. This creature still counts as a land. Do you think this might be pulling us towards red-green aggro? We have a ton of instants. We do have Heat Ray. And 2 copies of Parch. Before I go through the individual colours, I'm just... Oh, sorry, go through the individual cards. I'm I'm just going to see if there's a particular colour which I don't want to play. At this point, maybe I can get rid of. Undecided. You can see again we're in this block where there's a lot of enchantments. So now in terms of being pulled towards colours because of our rares, oh dear. This obviously works better in a, as we found out I think in a previous episode of the deck Durdle, this seems to work better in Commander just because you've got more opponents. Although it can't be the target spells or abilities. So there's a lot to be said for keeping our own hand stocked. I do want to play Crater Helion. Oh, of course. It's one of these enchantments. Okay, so so a quick look at the. I want to play. So the Thran weaponry does have echo on it. We choose not to untap Thran weaponry during your untap phase. 2 tap, all creatures get +2/+2 as long as Thran weaponry remains tapped. Okay. I don't want to play that. 2 to cast, 2 and tap, sacrifice pit trap, destroy target attack. Without flying, that creature cannot be regenerated this turn. Okay. So look at some of the sorcery. We'll just go what was it, right to left here, deciding what we want to play. And as we start to so what I'm looking for, remove some of these cards that I don't want to play, it might give us a better idea about what sort of colours I'm drawn towards. Already I do want to play or build a red-green deck. Okay, so that first one was Unnerve. It's card discard. Reprocess we saw already, so we get sack any number of artifact creatures. And draw a card. We've got Victimize, we've got Duress. Tanya's Bloom. Put a +1/+1 card on each creature you control. Okay, Rejuvenate. Gaea's Bounty. Lava Axe. Raise. Right. I'll tell you what. Let us let's open up our maybe board. And just go dive straight in. Right. So I'm just going to build the green-red deck first. and then we'll come back to some of this other stuff. But I'm going to just have a quick look now. Okay, that's one of those ones that becomes a creature. Cloak of Mists. Good old Rancor. Reflexes, Destructive Urge, Bravado, Opal Archangel. I think what I'm going to do is we'll build the red-green deck. I want to have a go at a white-blue, and then either white-black or blue-black, maybe. Oh, there's Expunge. And let's get rid of some of these off-colour non-basics. I'll leave the artifacts in. I wonder if this is going to be, this red-green deck is going to be one of these decks that just sort of builds itself. You notice I don't have a ton of those Phyrexian creatures that we saw when we did all those as Legacy. Let's see. Okay. Let me just temporarily sideboard this. So I've got to lose a ton of cards here. So interesting enough, I've got 2 Rancors. Okay, so I've got some interaction going on here, but I'm not really playing enough enchantments to... Oh, hang on, no, sorry, misreading this. Whenever enchanted creatures successfully deals combat damage, play that, play discards. Sacrifices a land. Okay, no, that's fine. So is that. Creatures without flying cannot block this turn. Parch, large, stiff, effort. Face. Okay, let's just get rid of that. It's always tricky with enchantments. Let's just get rid of everything except for the rancor and just see what it looks like. I'll just do one parch. Useful bit of mana fixing there, but I do have to sacrifice a land. I'm just going to take that out. Interesting combat trick. Need rejuvenate. Gaia's bounty. It's fine. Raise. Nope. And we'll leave the lava axe in there as a finisher. So we just got to ditch 6 cards. I can see that coming, so I think I'll get rid of that. Right, let's have a look at these creatures. Treetop rangers cannot be blocked except by creatures with flying. Okay, so that's a 2/2 for 3. Priest of Titania, add green for for each elf in play. Fine if we're playing lots of elves, but I don't know if... I mean, well, it counts as itself, so we still generate a single green. 4/4 for 3 with trample and echo. 2/4 for 2 with echo. 4/4 for 5 with protection from artifacts. 2 other elves. Target creature gains forest walk until end of turn. So that's good if our opponent's playing green. Let me sideboard that. Treefolk Mystic. Although, yeah, it's a tricky one. Because it doesn't work well with that. Let me think about that. Tany's Acolyte. Oh, we get to draw a card when that comes into play. 2-1 for 2. Here's this one. Number of in all players' hands. So it comes, this is the problem, it comes out turn 6. And there's always worry by then my hand's going to be pretty empty. And my opponent's hand. But it can't be the target spells or abilities. Oh, hang on. Does that also mean... I've got to be careful there with anything that I play that targets it as well. I can't use... So I can't, for instance, rancor it up. Do I really need to play this just to tutor for a Goblin Cadet? Probably not. Okay, we want that. Yep, fine with that. Yep. And a good old Crater Helion. Sideboard that. Creatures cards from target player's graveyard into that player's hand. Drop one card. I wonder if all the mana generation, this could be a 16 lander. Might work. Let's give it a go and see what happens. What does our... I'm just worried that this might slow the deck down. Might work against us. Too many of those non-basic lands where they come into play tapped may work against us. But I would quite like to play these. Ton of green. Not so much red. We got any double red? Yeah, unfortunately we have. So is there anything in red we want to get out fairly early? We might want to make sure our parch is playable early on as removal. Fortunately, we're not tied to, with the heat ray, we just need a single red. The rest can be mana of any colour. Same with the lava axe, which is a later gameplay. Okay. Let's add some land. Again, we're in Urza block, so we get nice land. You're going to have nice land. Did I accidentally not just bring that over? Probably. Knowing me. There we go. Should we have... Oh yeah, we'll do that one. And then our mountain. In fact, for this, all the artwork's really cool, so it doesn't really matter, I don't think. Right. Maybe that. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. 2 mountains and a forest. What's that? Turn 3 cradle guard. We don't... Oh, and a treetop village. Okay, so everything's here. Need 2 slinger. Another forest. Our old friend Multani, which we can't play until turn 6. 2 slinger. Priest of Titania, blah blah blah. Another forest. Okay, so it looks like we're doing well in terms of pulling land. This isn't going to be the fastest deck. Yeah, we're doing well. So I like this. Yeah, okay. So that's our red-green. What else can we pull? Okay, so what are we going to build next? Let's just sort this. Oops, one. Get this all sorted. So what I want to do is obviously pull these out for the moment. Let's just sideboard all of this. Just get rid of all of this. So I'm just pulling these in. It's I really want to play black at all. It's not looking particularly strong. Get rid of this. Let's have a look at the blue-white deck, I think. Why not? Let's do that. Drag that into there for the moment. Let's get these up. Don't worry too much where they're going. And then I'll re-drag them in a moment. So while I'm doing this, I'm just thinking as to whether I do want to try anything with black in it. We do have the dark ritual. We'll have a look at this blue white, and then what I can do is I can decide, is there anything, if in going through this, I think what I'll do is, if going through this I find that there's some particularly strong white creatures, I might see what white with red looks like, just out of curiosity. Way. Okay. Got a miscalculation. We might see a little bit more enchantment here. Do I really? What am I doing? Sorry. Got distracted. Right. Got a bit of tap shenanigans going on here. Pretty heavy enchantment as well. There's our instant speed removal. That's interesting. We've got nothing at sorcery speed, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, I don't think. Got a ton of enchantments. These sort of sleeping enchantments here. Right. Leave that in. What's this? Okay. Tiny creature gains flying when it's put into graveyard from play, return, launch to owner's hand. Levitation. All creatures you control gain flying. Cloak of Mists. Enchanted creatures unblockable. Veil of Birds. Card draw. Erase. Sideboard that. Though I could assume that our opponent could be playing lots of enchantments, seeing as it's an enchantment deck. Might rethink that in a moment. Untap target permanent. Maybe not. Iron Will. No. Okay, creature destruction. Gotta pull 4 cards here. Oh no, sorry, what am I saying? So 2 of those are lands, just 2 cards. Card draw. I've got a lot of stuff here that buffs. Decisions. I didn't look to see, maybe that's how good my creatures are actually. Creature count's on the low side, but I'm relying on these to make the difference. Do I want to benefit from the deck thinning that this might give me? In fact, saying that, I should have really done it. Let's do that. Let me just take these out. Let's try a 16 lander again. No, maybe that won't work. Okay, slightly more white than blue. Any of these, the planes are a bit like the mountains. Any of these look good. Any of these planes in this set. In fact, you could argue that both the plains and the mountains are sort of riffing around a similar theme. Right. Maybe that sort of thing. So I'm just planning something. No, I don't think I'm even going to bother. So I was just trying to see if I could see a a black-white deck here. It's super heavy on the enchantments. That's the only thing. And I'd end up with hardly any. I was just interested in, seemed to be a little bit of discard stuff going on. But I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I'm just going to... We'll see what this looks like. I think I'll stop at this deck. So we've had 2 today, which is the first, the red-green deck, which I was sort of pulled towards by the rares, but I'm not... Yeah, I'm always in 2 minds about Multani outside of EDH. So let's just see what this does in terms of what opening hands and respective draws look like. So again, we don't seem to be having much trouble with land. We've got 1 more land this time. I'm not playing the utility lands. I'm not sure on that whether there's the deck thinning aspect, which is good. But the fact that it comes into play tapped would tend to slow things down, and none of these decks there's anything particularly you can get out fast, so maybe that doesn't quite matter so much. Maybe having the deck thinning is more advantageous. So 2 whites and a blue. We can deal with enchantments straight away. Our earliest creature at the moment would be a turn 3 Defender of Law. Which we could then suit up. It does have the advantage with Defender of Law. We can actually play it any time. We could play an instant. Radiant Dragoons. So that's turn 3, sorry. Turn 4. But it does have Echo on it. This Radiant Dragoon. It's a miscalculation. So I'll counter spell. Thorn Fairies. It's a pinger. It's fairly high cost for a 1/1, but it does have flying and it is a pinger. How did that get in there? Did I make a mistake? Did I accidentally add that? It's not supposed to be in there. Hold on. Did it accidentally get dragged across? What is going on? That's funny. Where the hell did they come from? Oh, it's completely reorganised itself. Funny. Oh well. I don't think I'm going to mess about here. I've been caught out by that so many times now. You got the idea about what the blue-white deck was about, though. With there, we were playing a lot of enchantments. Yeah, I've now got to remember what 9 cards I removed. Oh, I hate it when it does that. Yeah, so just to recap there, we had our red-green deck, which looked promising. Obviously slightly more creatures than the blue-white. With the blue-white, we were like leveraging those enchantment creatures that, what did they call them? I think they're called sleeping enchantments. When one of your opponents, this is a good example, when one of your opponents successfully casts a creature spell, if Opal Archangel is an enchantment, it becomes a 5/5 creature with attacking that counts as an angel. Attacking does not cause Opal Archangel to tap. so that helped us out a bit because our creature count was pretty low. Beyond the green red and the blue white, I'm not seeing much leverage in. I mean, you might want to be splashing black for certain key cards. If you're playing green, you're playing Multani, then things like duress are going to work against you, and any of the other sort of removal, the hand disruption that might be here. It's a bit, I mean, there's stuff here we're dealing with small creatures. Seems with this set generally you see a lot of smaller creature utility going on, so that might explain why there's certain, if there's a lot of 1/1s or 2/1s or whatever, why those pingers might be effective in there, like Thornwood Fairies, for example. But anyway, I think I'll stop there. So in terms of the next video, so we've done our sealed deck video here for the combination of Urza's Saga and Urza's Legacy. So before we get to our Urza's Destiny set musings, we've got one more thing we need to do, which is we need to do an episode of Commander Fodder for one of the Urza's Legacy theme decks. So at the moment, the one I'm thinking of doing is the red-black theme deck. It has Molten Hydra as one of the rares in it, and I'm trying to remember what the other rare is. It's one of the it's the Phyrexian Plague Lord. So we're playing in red black, and I'm obviously going to maintain that colour combination there, and then you'll see in the episode which commander I've selected, which red-black commander, which I feel plays to the the creature death sacrifice theme that can occur when you're playing these Phyrexians. So the sort of commander that's going to help with that. And then obviously you can see I could do a spoiler here. So this is the version of the deck where I've taken out all the multiple copies of everything and put the commander in there, and then put some cards in there as sideboard, which I want to use in addition to the cards in the deck to seed the deck before we use the Architect card suggestion tool. So you'll see we come to that episode what additional cards I'm going to put in for seeding, and what commander I've chosen. I also probably I'm going to need to pull some of the cards from the deck. They might be completely unsuitable for either the theme of the deck or just EDH commander in general. So that's coming up in the next video. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye for now.